The year was 1964, and as the nation mourned the loss of the late President John F. Kennedy a year earlier, Burlington, Vermont looked forward to the future with the opening of its illustrious new high school, composed of 5 main buildings. The sprawling campus of Burlington High School, better known as BHS, sits on an astonishing 52 acres of land. Freeman French Freeman, an architecture firm founded in 1937 by power couple Ruth and William Freeman, joined by John French, were tasked to design the new school. The school's architecture style comes from an influence of modernism, popular in the United States post-World War II era, with a focus on functionality, integrated open courtyard designs, and the use of raw materials, such as brick, concrete, and natural light. The high school's debut to the snowboard world would come in 2001, with the release of MacDog Productions' True Life, featuring a star-studded Forum Snowboards cast such as J.P. Walker, Jeremy Jones, and Nate Bozung, all of which were able to acquire A-grade footage on BHS in the upcoming years, and other MacDog productions such as 2003's Shakedown. I recently was lucky enough to speak to Shane Charlebois, a filmer for 2003 Kingpin Productions offering Back in Black, and was fortunate to hear what he had to say on the fabled Burlington High Rail.
Maybe we looked at it in the happy hour year. I think everyone was just more interested in still harder metal. The happy hour year was the year that Twos, as far as I know, did the first official hardway cab tube, that down flat down up, and that's not around anymore up here in the foothills. So I think that next year when we went back, that I just remember Jeffy wanted to do a hardway cab tube, and that's what happened on the Burlington High. Well, I think that was, it's like all those sad times because he passed away that year. I think Coulter was the first one that slid like the close out of it, because I don't think anyone had done that yet. Like everyone, Jeremy and JP had hit the gap too and whatnot, but I think Coulter was the first one that really stomped to the flats off the closeout. Yeah, it's funny to think about all that stuff. That was an interesting time for sure. But then I feel like that opening up that closeout was just like, damn. It was that era, of like, dude, hitting a rail with a closeout consequence that then you could eject to the flats off the end. It was just, I feel like that was the beginning of like a next phase of the energy of snowboarding. I think that was also part of that era where it was more than just a few crews. I feel like when we went there, we probably had to go back multiple times. I think we showed up there and they're like, how many times we got to kick you guys out? And it's like, we've never filmed here. What are you talking about?
How's it going?
Hi.
Just snowboarding.
Snowboarding? You guys are told this is number 2 for you guys.
I'm gonna need your names because you can't be doing this anymore, okay?
But we could keep doing it for another 20 years. Crew after crew, time after time. Now well-known snowboard videographer Tanner Pendleton in 2006 was graced with a switch frontside 50-50 to backside 360 out. Maggie Leon, Rome Snowboard's pro and engineer, backed him up by doing that very trick regular. 2007 saw the release of Rome Snowboard's first full-length movie, Any Means, in which Will Levine and Marie-France Roy can both be seen making impeccable use of the set. Savannah Shinsky, a Ride Snowboards and local Vermont crew, book club fame, tributed MFR with the cab version of that same trick. With such a vast campus, BHS has plenty more to offer, some of which can be seen in 2009's Recession Proof, as well as Mike Rav getting resourceful behind the school in his 2014 video part, accompanied by Scott Stevens. From tributes to fresh eyes on old spots, local Vermont and East Coast crews have continued to put a beatdown on Burlington High in previous years. Most imposingly, there now lies a down flat down into the BHS track and field stadium across the street. For nearly the past 2 decades, the legend that is the Burlington High down flat down sat there looking finer than a frog's hair to your average street snowboarder. Sadly, not all stories have a happy ending, because as recent as 2023 demolition slowly began on this once legendary spot due to the presence of polychlorinated biphenyls, PCBs for short, and asbestos found on campus. But not even the appearance of PCBs would slow down local Vermont crew spotheads from serving up their final blows to the acclaimed Burlington High Rail. From PCBs to NBDs and even ABDs, Burlington High School has endured its fair share of abuse. And with the future high school being rebuilt on those very same grounds, who knows what Burlington High may have to offer in its time ahead.
Hallelujah, hallelujah.